We're having a beautiful cruise in the upper reaches of the Crouch near Farmbridge. We had a weekend here, fabulous calm weather and some walks ashore, which was kind of down the memory lane because we spent winter in Farmbridge 2 years ago and it was really nice. So coming back here feels like coming home.
What a gorgeous morning in February. This is one of the joys of keeping your boat afloat during the winter. When you get a nice gap in the weather, you get to enjoy the river pretty much on your own. Well, apart from all the wildlife. It's gorgeous. After a full service and filter change, we're about to fire Perkins back up into life. I'm actually going to hold the stop button in for a few seconds just to give the oil pressure a chance to build and properly fill the new oil filter. We like to keep Perkins as happy as possible. Yes, Perkins, welcome back. Got a call from the harbour master this morning and I saw the name came up and thought, oh, are we being told to move, we're in trouble, and he said there's a bottle of booze up here for you. Well, I've gone up and here we are. There is indeed an Amazon Prime bottle of booze to Mark and Asher, sailing yacht Altor of Down. Hang on, I like the shape of it. Look at that. Beautiful, look at that. That is awesome. Who on earth has sent this to us? Right, hang on. A gift from Stuart Armstrong to Altor, Mark and Asher. Hope this will do as an anchor dram until you can get back to the Scottish west coast. Fair winds and slante. From Evelyn, Stuart and Emma. My goodness, that is awesome. That is so nice of you guys. Thank you very much indeed. What a lovely surprise on a Monday morning. Monday mornings don't get any better than this. Thank you, Emma and Stuart. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Indeed, thank you so much. Memorable day aboard Altor of Down. Valentine's. We've got ourselves a sewing machine.
47 years old. I never thought I would ever see the day that I would buy a sewing machine, but it looks like it found me. And now we have this, I don't know, 40 or 50 year old brother machine, which is totally metal, gears and all. And now we can do all our own seamstress. Is seamstress, is that actually a gender biased name, seamstress? Should I be a seam mister? Or a seamstress? It sounds like mistress. Am I a seamstress?
You're my mistress.
Okay, fine. Right, come on then. Shall I floor it?
Would you be a tailor?
I don't know. Well, nothing yet.
Floor it.
Just an amateur. Right, here we go. Straight stitch. Well, it didn't work. Cut! Feels better to me. Look at that! Look at that! I'm very excited. What a sad Valentine's Day you have got. You inflicted yourself with a middle-aged man with a smile on his face because he's got a 50-year-old sewing machine. But I'm happy, and that's all that matters.
You're happy, I'm happy.
And leave me to my dressmaking. The marina in Burnham on Crouch proved to be a safe haven for Altor throughout the winter. Being way down south meant that we had milder temperatures and far less gales than we had last year in Largs. But to be honest, we did miss the winter wonderland that is the west coast of Scotland. However, being in Burnham meant that I didn't have to compromise on spending valuable time with my mum and my friends. But that doesn't make the painful goodbyes any easier to deal with. And soon, in this cruising life, the lines need to be untied once again in order to go in pursuit of your dreams.
It never gets any easier. We are just leaving Burnham Marina. And there is Adrian with his family and Wendy.
Thank you for coming and wave us off.
Happy sailing!
Thank you very much.
2 hours early!
I know, sorry mate. You need your beauty sleep. 5 months gone by in a flash, Asher. Season 4. It's so nice for my mate Adrian and all of his family to come down. Keep my mum company as well, because she was tearful. Well, I was tearful, you're tearful. This is an awesome life, but that bit there is the tough part about it.
Despite it's not my family, it's tough for me as well.
I know.
It's very emotional.
They are your family. It's been a funny winter for us. We're not without family issues on my side, and that's unfortunate, but I think it's a lesson, isn't it? You've got to compartmentalise your life as best you can and appreciate where the blessings are. And my goodness, Asher, we are blessed. Blessed for having those people over there in our lives, and blessed to be going on another adventure with Altor of Down. Come on, let's go.
I'm looking forward to every day.
That's it, Ashy. Sailing again, cruising out of the Crouch. Against the tide, we'll pick up a bit of tide soon. And I think we'll do this for the next 5 hours.
That's really good. It's tough living, but it's wonderful to be looking forward to a season in the north.
Isn't it just? What is this northern obsession? I don't know. Southern shite wants to go north. Good luck wherever your rowing takes you.
Thank you!
You're welcome.
The Atlantic in December.
Oh, well, best of luck for that.
It's awesome.
Must be those new electric powered powerboats. I'm sure they're not burning loads and loads of diesel. And just like that, after being static for 5 months, our cruising life has started all over again. So here we are, the 3 of us, on the move, enjoying a beautiful northwesterly breeze that's gently massaging Altor out of the muddy waters of Essex and towards the beautiful River Orwell in Suffolk. Coming into the River Orwell, the favourite. It's been a couple of years, hasn't it? We were here on a friend's boat actually last year, but back on the good ship Altor. Happy days.
Just passing by Harwich Harbour, boat under full sail. It looks fantastic. I love the white sails against the blue sky. It looks so beautiful.
I have such fond memories of the River Orwell that I will never miss an opportunity to visit, and we were lucky because we had a wonderful breeze to get here but nothing to take us further. We sailed through Harwich Harbour, and as we approached our destination, the wind died away.
The clouds on the horizon look full of rain, so we have the cockpit enclosure up and the main down. And we are nearly at a spot where we can pick up a buoy or maybe drop the anchor.
The River Orwell is an incredibly special place to me. It was the scene of my Swallows and Amazons childhood, and on pretty much every summer weekend from the age of 8 to 18 I could be found here with my family on our boat, enjoying this beautiful tree-lined river. After that I got into racing small boats on the River Blackwater just around the corner, and it wasn't until 2007 that I found myself back on board a cruiser with my uncle, and his boat was a Moody, and on one glorious morning I was sitting on the foredeck and I realised that I had to get back to the cruising life. It took 5 years, but then I bought my first boat, a cruising catamaran. We had some wonderful weekend sailing and I spent every summer holiday on board for 3 years, but it wasn't enough. So I concocted an adventure. In 2017 I quit my job and I went and sailed around the UK on that boat with my dog. It was an absolutely wonderful experience, but it only whetted my appetite for more. On the way back I found Altor of Down in Bangor, Northern Ireland. She needed a little TLC. She was the perfect excuse not to go back to work, so I got her ready, sailed her back to Essex, and then over the period of 18 months that followed, I tore her to pieces and got her ready for an adventure. In 2019, she went back into the water, and just about that time, I also met Asha. In March 2020, we left Burnham on Crouch Marina on the day of lockdown, and Adventure Now was born. And now we are staring down the barrel of Season 4, with the Faroe Islands, Iceland and Greenland in our crosshairs. We are so happy for you to join us again as we adventure north. We have no idea what's going to happen. All I do know is there are certain things that won't happen.
We'll never ask for money or for you to pay for our dreams. There won't be shots of Asha bursting at the seams. No clickbait here or drama, just for drama's sake. And to avoid disappointment, we'll tell you now, we're not woke on this boat, we're awake.
What date is it today, Ashley?
Today is the 5th of May.
There you go, it's the 5th of May and it's the morning of departure from the lovely River Orwell, and we are setting out to go around the bump where Lowestoft is and then hopefully further north. Asha has got Friday and Monday off, so if the southwesterly wind blows through, we'll be making some good progress north.
You could say I'm pretty late for my introduction monologue, but welcome back on board Altor of Down. Thank you for tuning in. It is wonderful to have you on board again as we sail straight into Season 4, bound for more northern adventures. It might be our 4th season of Adventure Now, but we still don't have any idea where this YouTube channel is going. Just like this barge, busily shoveling shit out of Harwich Harbour that is bound just to wash back in, we don't know if we're coming or going either. Will we drive this YouTube channel into the ground before we've really got anywhere? Or will more raw honesty make it better? Who knows, but if you're happy to ebb and flow along with us, then we are very happy to have you along for the ride.
It's taken a few hours, but we've crept up the coast and now we have given Perkins a rest. The wind is nicely aft, but not too far aft, and we've got the tide with us. Feeling like you're relaxing back into our first passage of the season?
I am, and I'm happy to say I'm not seasick, so it's great.
That's good news, but you are eating well, and so am I. What is this excuse? As soon as you're on passage, eat everything in sight.
It's
honestly.
Caterpillar mode.
Your deck shoes might start looking tasty soon.
No, come on, the bilges are full of food.
We have to accept some cruelty here and there, and we went from lovely 12-14 knots down to 7. We motored, sheeted the main in, rolled the jib away, the rain came over and then it's gone again, and now we've got the jib pulled out the other side, the main preventer on. The forecast doesn't look that windy for us to go up north, but we have decided that we need to make some progress, so we'll do this and try and get at least to Amble, even if it means burning a bit of diesel along the way. That's the sit rep on board Altor of Down, northbound up the east coast.
Windy or not, we were extremely happy to be back offshore once again and on an adventure. Most of us can't wait for that time of year when we pack our bags and go off and live in a parallel universe, usually called a holiday. I think the reason we do this is simple. We must have a break from the norm. But hang on, what is normal? Why do we shackle ourselves to one place? Surround ourselves with things that are familiar to us? We operate under the illusion that we want the same thing, time after time. But I've heard it said, and I totally agree, that if we managed to create our utopia, we would quickly smash it to pieces, because we are built for change, for adversity, and for challenges. When we untie the lines, we are immediately immersed into a parallel universe. It is an altered state, full of uncertainty, unpredictability, and yet somehow
it is so comforting that to us it is bliss.
That's a new thing for us on passage, to be wandering around doing a bit of maintenance. Going to have a look at the jib furler a little bit later on, because that was a bit stiff, wasn't it, last night when we were trying to roll the thing away.
Yeah, it was very, very hard to roll it.
So we're going to have a look at that. Patiently waiting for the wind, which has been away from us for 24 hours. But I have a feeling we're going to catch it up somewhere a bit further north and do the last 150 miles sailing into Peterhead. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Sorry. Getting carried away.
Well, it's been a long time coming. 24 hours of motoring, and now a nice breeze has filled in. We're about halfway up to Peterhead, and fingers crossed this little zephyr will blow us the rest of the way. Oh, the peace and quiet is lovely.
The weather got pretty miserable and quite cold. It's raining, and I'm wrapped in additional blankets on top of my dry robe. But we are making great progress, over 6 knots, and we are carrying both sails, so that's good. I'd say another 24 hours and we should reach our destination.
My glamorous assistant is holding the camera while I shove that unceremoniously down my scrag. Nice bit of porridge to start the day. Well, it's about 11:30, but time has gone out the window, so it's the start of the day to me. And this is something we've definitely learned. 4th season of adventure now. The worst thing you can do is undernourish yourself at sea. You just start feeling ratty, well, you certainly do. You feel lacking of energy, and everything is an uphill struggle. So what we are doing now is stuffing our faces at every mealtime or every opportunity. Chocolate, porridge, whatever it might be. And the other thing that's very important to do is to keep hydrated. More on that later. This dude is still our passenger. Hang in there, sunshine. We are land bound. You can be a lazy little fucker and join us all the way to land. The line on the chart is not an arbitrary one. It comes out from Berwick-upon-Tweed, which is the last town in England before Scotland. And I have drawn a line out on the chart 90 degrees to the east, and we are now crossing it. And that brings us nicely onto the topic of hydration at sea. And in order to stay hydrated as we sail into Scottish waters, I say cheers.
Cheers to that. There is too much flogging going on, so I went for a consultation with the captain, and I'm gonna furl the jib away and check the oil, because I think Perkins will be coming back on. There you go. We are good.
See what I mean about this being an altered state? Where else would a wild bird come to a human for shelter and warmth? Just short of 400 miles and we are approaching the walls of Peterhead. We have motored for probably half of that, so we are thanking the god that is diesel, the original upcycler of dead and decaying dinosaurs, that transfers that into heat and propulsion. People might vilify diesels, but not us, not on this ship. Perkins, we salute you. So there we are. Altor of Down delivered us safely to Peterhead. Season 4 is underway, and we are excited about our unknown future, and that makes us feel alive, as does seeing Leah tucked safely behind the big stone wall. Memories of a fantastic adventure past. A wet and windy Scotland. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Happy days.
Let's get a whiskey. Thank you so much for watching our adventure now. See you next time. Altor out. It smells good too. Ah, smells like old Hornby train sets. Lovely. Give that a few ins and outs, who are misses, and hopefully that will get a bit more lubricated, who are misses.